Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I want to tell you a little story what happened like in the afternoon. So I went to Little Caesars, right? And I went inside, right? I don't know if I'm just plain ugly, like I don't know. Maybe I am ugly. Like I already know I was ugly, but things is just like this. So I'm gonna tell you a little story, right? So I went inside, right? It was like a lady and she had like three kids or something like that in front of us, in front of me, and there was the other guy right here, right? So she's getting her food, right, and she's going awfully slow. First she was telling, oh, do you want, she was like, oh, I want some napkins with my pizza, right? So he gave her napkins, right? And she was telling her kid, one of them, I don't know which one is it, can you manage to pick up all three pizzas? And the girl was picking up awfully slow. Like, I don't know if she was just mentally challenged or she was just slow and took all together. But that's not even a part of the story. And it was this guy right in front of me. So I'm thinking that he's next, right? So after a while, after the lady took forever to pick up her pizza and leave, I asked the guy, are you in line? He's like, no, I already ordered. And I was like, okay, it's my turn to order. I'm just ugly. In between, I'm just plain ugly, you guys. If you think I'm cute, then thank you, guys, but I already know I was ugly, of course. So it was my turn, to like, order, right? So I went in front of the guy, and I guess he looked at me and he just looked at me in disgust, like I was ugly. I already know I was ugly. Stop rambling at this point. So I ordered my 3 pepperonis, right? And I gave him the money, right? He's like, I think it was 1605, right? So I count out the money, it was like, I think it was 2 5s and a 10, right? So I gave it to him, right? And the pennies, right? For the 5 cents, right? So I gave it to him, right? He's just looking at me and then looking at the money. I don't know if he didn't know how to count the money because he was doing awfully slow, and looking at me. I was like, come on, dude, hurry up. I know I'm ugly, like it's in the afternoon, like okay. Can you speed it up, counting it. So he was like counting it, right? He was like doing like this. I'm going to show you how he was doing my hand. So he was counting it out, 5, 10, 15. He was taking awfully long time to count out the money. And I'm looking at him like, dude, you know how to count, right? Like, who put you on the register, but I didn't say it out loud. So he started counting it, and he handed me my pizza, right? And at this moment, I'm like, okay, can I have some napkins? He's like, you want some napkins? I was like, of course. Why would I ask if I didn't want no napkins? So I'm trying to be as humble as possible because I am, like, if I go to the store or something like that and you counted the money wrong, I'm like, and I give you the money. I remember when I went to the dollar store, right? And I gave this lady, I don't remember I think it was like $5 and something change, and since it's like taxes with it, it was supposed to be like, I don't know, no, I think it was $1. I think it was getting this paint thing there, that, what's that called, that little hard thing there, and then you put your paint on it, and then you can rub it. So I was buying that, right? It was like $1.05, right? But I gave him like 11 cents, a 10 cent and a 1 penny, and that's supposed to give you back. I'm supposed to get like a 5 cents, right? And she gave me 4 pennies, and I looked at her like, girl, you don't know how to count. So I was like, you know what? It's only a penny short. I'm not gonna make a big deal out of it. Anywho, back to that story. Like, how I got to dollar store and then how I got to Little Caesars into the dollar store, I don't know. Kind of rumbling at this point. Get back to the part. Like I was saying, so I gave him the money, right? And I was gonna take my pizza, right? Guess what this guy did, you know? He put the money on the pizza, right? And pushing the pizza towards me. Like I was gonna pick up my money, what I just gave him, and go with the pizza and the money. So I don't know if his brain was like thinking, or he was just looking at me like, okay, you're so ugly that I'll give you the pizza and I'll give you back your money, you know? And I was like, that's not how it works, you know? I'm supposed to give you the money, you know, and I get the pizza, you know? So I looked at him like, in like a question mark, like, who put you in the register? You supposed to take the money and I take the pizza. Like, I don't supposed to take the money and the pizza, you know? So I did it as so humble as possible, you know? And I was like, you're not gonna take the money? He looked at me. The whole time he was just looking at me. Like, okay, you gonna leave? I was like, okay, you know. You gonna take the money? And then he picked up the money. He's like, oh, okay. And then he put it into the register. I don't know if he put it in the register. But after that moment, I didn't want to see his ugly face looking at my ugly face. I wanted to see his ugly face looking at my ugly face. So I was like, your girl need to go, you know, because why would I want to stay, you know? So I picked up my pizza, you know, and I was like leaving the thing in, you know. I don't touch doors, you know, to open it, you know. You know, I just don't like germs, you know. Like I told you, I don't like to get sick, you know. So I kicked the door on my foot, you know, like being a Jew, you know, so I don't have to touch it, right? So I went outside, right? And I went to the car, right? Before I even got to the car, you know, I was like, I parked over here for no one else to park right next to me. And it was like an empty parking spot, right? Guess what? This person parked right next to me. There was other like spots to park, but he wanted to sit right next to me. And of course, your girl was like, what the hell? Why is he parked right next to me? Like, it's going to be a struggle to get inside the car, and I have pizza. I have like 3 pizza in my hand, you know. So I feel like these kind of stories, you know, like when I go to places, you know, and things happen like this, or good or bad, I don't know. I'm going to put in some of these videos, you know, like this guy to the notifications and